I appreciate everyone that is part of our channel, all your subscribes. Hey, if it is your first time on the channel, there is a little button over there. Please subscribe to our channel because this is going to give you an opportunity to learn credit like never before. I'm going to give you all the tips, the strategies, everything you need to know about credit. And I think that, the more that you have it inside of your head and you're thinking about something, it's like anything, right? The more you think about it, the more you pay attention to it, a wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, the more you pay attention to it, the better the relationship gets. So if you want a better relationship with your finances and your credit, you would want to be part of it every single day, right? I mean, you wouldn't want to leave your wife or your husband or boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever it is. You wouldn't want to leave them alone for 6 months and expect it to, to blossom, right? They'd leave you. So why is it that with credit, people don't really kind of pay attention to it on a daily basis? It's because it hasn't been a priority. And what most people do in their priorities is until their wheels are falling off their wagon, or their house is falling apart, or they're getting shot at on the corner, or there's drugs being served out front of their home, that they finally decide, it is time to actually make a decision with your credit. And that's the thing, the priorities aren't straight. So I want to tell you that make sure you subscribe. The little button's over here. Click that button. Everybody else, a thumbs up is very much appreciated on every video. This helps the algorithm of YouTube and allows me to do videos multiple times a day. I'm the only person doing it 2 and sometimes even 3 times a day, making sure that you guys are fully equipped and learning at 10,000 hours of anything, you become a master. So that being said, welcome to the credit game. Again, my name is Mike. Thank you for all being here. Today, I'm going to give you your final warning on this, and that's it. I'm going to leave it alone. The final warning is this. According to some new studies and some intel Mike at the credit team has got on the new Biden situation. Now, if you guys remember, I talked about this where Biden actually is going to take the credit bureaus. Okay. These are, private, these are companies, right? We got the Equifax, TransUnion, Experian, the 3 major credit bureaus. And I'm going to tell you the pros and cons of what's going to happen. Now, if you remember the videos I did before where he came out and said, look, what we want to do is we want to stop racism. We want to make everything equal, right? And Biden, being the president, is trying to pass an act where he's going to take the major 3 credit bureaus and all that data that's been going on for many, many years and convert that into one private company called the CFPB, the Consumer Financial Bureau. And what that means, in essence, is the people with over 700 credit score are going to flourish. The people with under 700 credit score are going to get screwed. And I'm going to explain why in a second. So if you imagine taking the 3 credit bureaus, okay, thousands and thousands of employees, move it over to the CFP with only 1,500 employees, okay? And what he's trying to do, just so you guys can kind of frame the picture, is he's trying to take out what happens in America. You see, the Hispanic and the African American community only earns about 15% of the white community, of the white on average, right? We're talking about 15%. So if you think about that, the lower household income areas, right? You've got Michigan and you've got parts of Baltimore, Maryland, and some of Louisiana and some of the lower income states, right? If you look at that and you look at the credit bureaus, it is extremely unfair to the African Americans and the Hispanics who are trying to prosper, but because they're in a lower income area, they are penalized when it comes to your credit. So what Biden says is, let's take it away from a public company and bring it to a centralized place called the CFPB, where every credit score is going to be the exact same. You see, there's not going to be a TransUnion, Equifax, Experian where there's 3 different scores. It's going to be one score. Here's your score. Here is your FICO score. Well, what lenders are saying is, look, this isn't fair because I don't know what a true 600 is. I don't know if it's a true, score, so I don't know how to lend on it. And with only 1,500 employees, Biden said he's going to double up fast. Here's what this means for you, so I can kind of put this in perspective really quick. In the event that you are under 700 credit score, please pay attention, because what's going to happen is they're going to take your credit profile, okay, whatever your scores look like on TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, take your average. Let's say you're at a 550, 570, 580. You're going to take your mid score, your 570, bring it over to the CFPB, okay, which is a nonprofit company, massive company, right? Consumer protection company. And then they are going to basically regulate your credit. If you are a 570 and you get moved over from the credit bureaus over to the CFPB, you are going to be screwed. This is very clear. I'm telling you guys, this is your final warning I'm giving you, to make sure that your credit score before this happens is over 700 with the bureaus before it's moved. Because here's the deal. The credit bureaus, because of the fact that pretty much the credit game, right? I talked about the credit game, knowing how to remove inaccurate, obsolete, unfair, erroneous information. And knowing that 70% of America has something that on their credit report is inaccurate, well, it's really simple to remove it off the credit bureaus. And this is what Biden's trying to stop. He's trying to stop removals off of credit bureaus so easily. But he says, I'm going to reward the people that have a high credit score because they actually took care of their credit. All right? So here are some of the negatives. You move over, you're at a 580. You move over with collections, late payments, whatever the case is. Now you're in a centralized place that the minimum you are going to have your negatives on your credit report are going to be for 4 years. 4 years, guys. There's no, hey, we're going to challenge with the CFPB like we can challenge with the Equifax, TransUnion, Experian. We're not going to know how to play the credit game with the bureaus that we play with a nonprofit organization that is designed specifically for the reason of not letting the unfairness and the racism happen. You guys that are trying to buy a house, right? I'm speaking to all my friends who are African American, Hispanic, who are out there who are trying to buy a house currently right now. It is very difficult sometimes. It's difficult because the income's lower. It's difficult because your credit score is lower, right? It's difficult to get credit cards. Not saying that every one of you guys is like that. But what I am saying is that this is what the president is trying to take away. Now, that's the positive side, is that, look, we're going to try to make it fair for everybody. The downside, and this is what Biden specifically says, is that if your credit score is under 700, you're actually going to be affected much, much worse than staying with the credit bureaus. Now, they are going to include your rent payments, which is a different spin on things, and they're going to include your utilities inside the CFPB when it moves over. We don't know when this is going to happen, but when I get intel saying that it's going to move faster than we thought it would, then I'm saying this is your final warning. Final warning here. I've been saying this for the last 6 months. I even told you guys about the FICO 10. FICO 10 is also going to spank you if you're under 700, because that's going to give a projection of 24-month look back from all your credit habits, how you're treating your loans, your utilization, your payments on time, your installments. And what that means is lenders can see 24 months of what you've been doing over the last 24 months, right? But what's going to happen is FICO 10 now being adopted with the CFPB in the short term, it's going to be a double spank. Here's my point. If you're under 700 credit score, you need to pay attention to what I'm saying right now. This is extremely important. I just don't want you to suffer for the next years and years and years to come, because we know how to play the credit game with the bureaus. And the whole idea that it's unfair right now and people can remove stuff that is inaccurate, obsolete, unfair, erroneous, or incorrect off your credit report is not going to happen with CFPB. You see, the game ain't going to be played the same way. Remember, credit game, not CFPB game. So here's the deal. I've done 2 videos on this already, and you can watch the videos that I did. This is going to happen. And when it happens, you'll thank me later by saying, you know what? I got to make a move today, because I don't want to move over all my negative baggage bullshit over to the CFPB, because you don't want to do that. What you want to do is have a 700 plus credit score over here. Now you get moved over. You actually increase your credit score when you get moved over. You actually get to use rental. You get to use your utilities, and you're going to be in a much better place when it comes to lending. So why are we waiting? Because there's not somebody in the ear teaching you the tips, tricks, and strategies and the things that are up to date that I'm currently telling you right now to actually get your butt in gear, and it's time to move. So what you need to do is you need to get in the game, get your credit done, understand credit, how it works, understand how utilization works, understand how late payments work, understand how age works, and all this that I teach you inside the credit game is what you need to understand, right? Use my vendor if you want to do the credit repair for you. Come out on the other side of this in the short term with a much higher credit score. Use my other vendor for Tradeline so you can put some age on your credit report. Now you're over 700. You get transferred over to CFPB, you're in good shape. Now it's a win-win-win, because now there's no racism. The equality is in place. You're going to get treated much better. And you're going to have a good credit score, which also is going to be a benefit for you moving over to the CFPB. So look, if you want the help, I know you're busy. I tell you guys all the time, busy is great. Busy does not give you the opportunity to learn 10,000 plus hours of credit. And I get that, there's companies out there. I'm going to be very clear about this. Sometimes I have to, kind of beat it in your head a little bit. There are companies out there. I'll never trash another company, but what I'm going to tell you is this. You're trying to compare apples to oranges when you're saying, how are you different from Lexington? How are you different from creditrepair.com? How are you different from Ovation? That is not even in the same playing field. That's like saying, hey, I'm driving a Beetle and I'm driving a Lambo. Which one's going to get to the race faster? It's like putting a high school student against somebody with a JD in law. It's not in comparison. One is a credit repair company. One is a credit education company with the best vendors in the world. One is a one-stop shop. One is a one hit and go. So if you think about this, right? Credit repair company, let's just use, creditrepair.com, or you guys know Lexington, okay? All they do is credit repair. That's it. That's it. I'm just going to help you remove your negatives. I'm going to challenge one, maybe two things per, 60 days. Actually, you're going to do the work. And then we're going to remove possibly one thing. Okay, average person, 18 to 24 months is with Lexington. That's a monthly company. Okay, but that's all they do. Now, when you come over to the credit game, there's a little bit different. Okay, the way it works is it's a one-stop shop for everything. So you come in as you are. I don't care if you have a 400 credit score. I've dealt with people with 380s. You come in with a 380. I don't care what it is. You utilize all the strategies and tips that I teach you inside for the education. While you're doing that, you're watching my videos that are in here. And then your credit repair is being done by my vendor at that same time. Now you're going to go to stage 2, which is going to be add positives. And inside my course, you get access to 75% off the age Tradelines. So now you come in here, you're learning the education, more important than removals. You guys need to know this. Education is the most powerful thing in the world. The right education on something is game changer. It's action that is going to change. Now you have the education. Now we're going to take action. I'm educating you. The action is the actual work being done for you. While you're learning all you need to learn about credit, the credit repair vendor is doing the work. By the way, they're number one in the world because they're using software, not letters. That's how you're able to get results so fast. Not 18 to 24 months. We're talking about results in 45 days. Let me be very clear. Does that mean completion? No, it's not a credit sweep. Okay. Anybody who promises you that, please run the other way. They're trying to steal money from you. Number 2 is then you go to positives. You start adding the positives on. Okay. I teach you exactly what positives to put on, what banks to use, everything you need to know about the trade lines, how to get them, and you get them 75% off because you're a credit game member. And lastly, if you need help with car, house, credit cards, what line of credit, how to grow your business, I help you with all that with vendors as well. I specifically worked with the vendors to say, look, I want you to work with the credit game only because we're exclusive and I'm going to send you a lot of business. That's how I'm able to get that kind of significant discount on everything for you guys. Just get in the game, right? You know what it felt for me? You know what it felt for me to have a 515 credit score? Here I am, a 515 credit score, because I didn't learn credit. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have my parents to teach me credit. I didn't get taught in school credit. Neither did you. Nobody got taught credit in school. So what I did at a 515 was everything wrong. Used all my credit cards, maxed them out, 30-day, 60-day, 90-day collection charge off. Right? Repossession. All the bad things that shouldn't happened because I didn't know any better. So now I'm at a 515 credit score and I'm applying for things like more credit cards, trying to get ahead. What am I doing? I'm getting denied for everything. I know how it feels for you to get denied for almost everything that you apply for. And if you do get approved, you get a horrible interest rate and extremely low credit limit. I get it. I went from there and said, look, let me document this stuff. Let me see what I'm doing. Because if I can master this, I can master the financial world. And living life with a higher credit score, today being an 831, I've documented all the processes in here for you. Everything you need to know about along the way of how my journey went. What did I do here? What did I do here? How did I overcome this? How did I increase my credit score? Because I built that for me, not for you. So now you guys get to benefit from all the knowledge and all the things I put in there. Now you're literally increasing your credit score by the day. I mean, literally, like if you start implementing these things, you're going to have so much knowledge, it's going to be crazy. What did I do? I surveyed 50 people with over an 800 credit score. What are they doing? I teach you everything. How to remove inquiries in 48 hours. You know, how to stage your credit report. Have my vendor do the work, guys, while you're learning. These are short little 2 to 3 minute videos. We're not talking about 30-minute videos. We're talking about short videos to teach you step by step what you need to do and how to maintain what the vendor does for you. It's not about removing negatives. It's about maintaining it, moving forward so you never go backwards. And today, 831, and never look back 7 years later and continuing my journey all the way up. Today, I get 0% interest rate on vehicles. Today, I get 6% to 9% on credit card. Today, I get unlimited credit card values. Today, I get the car that I want. Today, I get the house that I want, right? Because I walk into places and I can do it. I want that for you, but you got to want it for you. And if you want it for you, I will help you. First step is this. I'm telling you now, this is your last warning with the CFPB. What you got to do is take action today. So here's the deal. I want to help you. I've got a lot of programs for everybody to fit your price point and your results and your time frame and what you're trying to do. I want to speak to you personally. I want to say what's up to you. I want to welcome you to the credit game. And if you're serious about changing your life for you and your family so you can get the car, the house, the credit cards, and things you want, I promise you this, it works. We've got 500 plus 5-star reviews of people that came in where they were, went through the process, and in a short period, they're well over 700 on their way to the 800 Club. 904-420-7772. My name is Mike from the Credit Game. God bless. Be safe. And call me right now so I can help you and your family. Let's roll.